Oh, oh
Yeah,
my.
we're
What's up,
live.
boy toys? Yeah,
Oh,
my microphone today, it's not to its usual specs.
what happened?
I'm in quarantine.
Oh,
So like, when I'm moving rooms, I'm like, I want to move rooms as fast as possible because I feel like shit. So I grabbed the bare essentials, which includes my laptop, my phone, my little storage drive here, my mouse, and my headset. But I did not grab my microphone.
oh, well, isn't your microphone just attached to it? Why didn't you just think, oh, I gotta
Dude,
bring that?
it's attached to my desk. All right, and unscrewing it, like I can do it, but it's a bitch. It is a whole nother beast entirely.
I get it. I had to move my whole setup to a new desk, and I had to figure out
Dude,
where to
it's such
throw my
a pain.
microphone arm.
Oh my god! And if I test positive for COVID, even though I'm 80% sure I just had the stomach flu, certain I had the stomach flu. If I test positive, I'm gonna be here for like another like week and a half. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, you might go a little crazy. I mean, what are you gonna
I did.
do?
Oof. Um, I've already started some workout plans, but I wanted to get a little more food in me before I commit to something crazy. But
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't tell you this one time. Um, I was at MEPS, okay, and you know what MEPS? You know what MEPS is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Military Entrance Processing Station. It's like
Yeah,
where you just go
yeah.
get like medically cleared and all that stuff. It takes a horribly long time. So this was like the day of my fucking. You know how we all have like senior parties? Well, you're invited to my
Yeah.
senior party. I had one that was kind of just like my local family and some of like teacher friends. Like Mr. Sheets was there. Uh, well, before that, I actually my recruiter called me up. He's like, Masters, I need you to run an IST at MEPS. MEPS is in Buffalo, New York. All right, it's a bit of a drive. So before we have to do that, we have to drive to Erie, right? Which is completely out of the way.
why?
Completely out of
Why'd
the
you have
way.
to go to Erie?
Oh, dude, that's where the big like central recruiting station is for the Marine Corps. Is in Erie. So like
Oh,
that covers Warren County, Venango County, Meadville. Like that. It's just a whole like area that like these districts encompass. But like this is like the main like setup where everybody goes to is in Erie, and it's like really tiny.
oh,
So I go up to MEPS and I like, dude. So the couple weeks before, like, man, I was like a couple seconds away from failing the IST, and if I don't run, like the day before a big run comes up, I run like shit, and I think he could attest to that. Like, you run like shit if you don't run the day before.
yeah. I've had that.
Well, this is during COVID, and they're like, you can't leave your hotel rooms, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, well, I gotta go on a run. So, and what I do is I run from one side of the room to the other, and I turn my watch on so it calculates the mileage, and I did it till I hit about 2 miles of just
Oh my.
running back and forth, and I think I counted it was like 700 and something times of me like going back and forth in the hotel room. It
Dude,
was
you're you're insane. You weren't allowed to leave your room, right? Like,
nope,
all right. I was gonna say like, I mean, you could have
nope,
ran in the hallway, but that's not your room.
dude. And you know what? MEPS is you know, MEPS isn't what it's cracked up to be. All right, go to MEPS. You're there to die. And running the IST at MEPS, like I was 2 seconds away from failing, but I was like, no, not today. And I run that 2 miles before. They didn't have a treadmill in the hotel. No, I swear to God, they didn't have one. The Buffalo Mets, they did not have. No, no, they don't. Buffalo Hotel does not have a gym room.
You know, I think
And
you
they
just
said I
went
couldn't
to a
leave the
different
room.
hotel.
That could be a very, I don't know. If it's in Buffalo, you probably went to the same hotel. But the time I went, they're like, it was big COVID. You know what? COVID's like, can't leave your room because of COVID. And I'm like, well, fuck you, bro. And like, the IST, but I run 2 miles in my room. And you know what? When you're pivoting like that, it works like different muscles. And I actually ran like 2 minutes faster.
You're right. That is work because you're just going back and forth. It's like the what was it like?
Suicides,
Like
right?
suicides. I think I've never done them, but I think that
You've done suicides, right? Like you had to.
wait, no. In track, I don't remember why, but we for some reason the whole team got yelled at. Besides the long distance kids, because we're little angels, because we did everything,
Oh.
but we still had to do it, and so they made us do like a bunch of these workouts. Everyone was like dying by the end. There were suicides, I think, mixed in there. I was like fresh. It was like the best workout I've ever had in my life, and I wanted to do it again, but everyone else is like absolutely not. I think I was like, yeah, I want to. Let's do this next week, Johnson.
Could you imagine Striders but suicides?
I think that's what they had us do. They had us run as fast as we could for the longest strides back and forth.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I had a blast
But like,
actually.
you can like overextend your like hamstrings and stuff from that.
Yes, I do know that. You gotta
You got to be careful
you
doing
really gotta
Striders.
pay attention. I have hurt myself doing striders before, and I've never did that again.
Could you give a breakdown of what Striders are?
Well, the striders we did in cross country, we did them on a football field. We'd start at one end zone, and you'd run. You're not supposed to run the fastest you can. It's not like a sprint. The whole time you're supposed to be going like the longest stride you can have to get to the end. Our coach told us at the I think it was the 40. You start out with your strider. When you get to the 40, you do your all-out sprint till you get to the other 40, and then you slow back down till you get to the end zone.
Wow, I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah,
I just
you probably weren't
I just
paying
ran.
attention.
It was that, or like he must have explained it, and I was like just somewhere else at the time.
You might
I
have
was
been.
probably still like running with like the junior high kids at that time. So like I,
I don't.
it's a very real possibility that I just got back and you guys are like, we're doing Striders, and I'm just watching what you guys do. I'm like, oh, so you're just running really fast for some reason.
Honestly, you might have not even been in cross country or there for track at that time.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember when he told us, but it always stuck in my head. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to do this.
Oh. It's very smart. See, when I go on runs, they're just kind of runs. I go like varying degrees. So I got my tempo runs where I'm like every 2 minutes I switch the pace I go at. So I got like the really really fast pace, and then I got like a normal-ish pace, and then I'm like the last one's like I'm just dogging it, dude. Like if if I'm running faster than someone, you are just freaking Popo. Do you listen to audiobooks when you run? Yes, but I'm learning that if I'm on a fast-paced run, I cannot listen to audio.
Yeah, they're
My
too slow.
my times will plummet. So I have a Garmin running watch. All right, and when I'm on like a faster paced run, if I'm going over 10-minute miles, I just have to accept the fact that I'm a piece of shit and I suck. If I'm not running faster than a 10-minute mile on a fast paced run,
I think that means you need to step it up a little bit.
Absolutely. If I'm on like just a long run, just trying to like get some miles in, Yeah, I'll listen to audiobooks because like you can run slow on long runs. I think long runs are more about building up the different muscle fibers and
It's
strengthening
increasing
joints.
your endurance. That's what the long runs are for. It's so
Yeah.
you
So
increase your endurance for the fast runs, so you could run faster for longer periods.
yeah.
Um, what's your uh, normal running pace?
Like just like a normal just training pace
Yeah,
on like a 3 or 4 mile run. Usually like a 9:30 now.
I honestly I think I'm closer to that right now. I haven't really been. I haven't had the urge to go fast in a while. It's not like I'm not leading up to anything at the moment.
You're slacking.
I'm
What
slacking.
you're saying.
I am slacking.
Absolutely.
I am a.
You know what? I think it helps us set a goal.
You're right.
All
I
right.
just don't know what goal to set here.
Like me, I want to run some marathons, right? However, I don't want to be a slow piece of shit on a marathon. I want to run
Yeah,
a
that
marathon and be like recognized just a little bit. Not like the front runners. There's no way.
I
Like
honestly just want to be in the middle. I don't want to be in the back. Like
yeah.
if you're in the
Absolutely.
middle, you're that's honestly probably above average of people.
All right. Hype March asks. So I've been struggling with running. I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. How do you keep the enjoyment for so long?
Running sucks.
The answer, the answer to keep the enjoyment is you don't.
There's no
There's
you don't get enjoyment from
so
running.
listen, like motivation is very temporary. If you're just going off the fact of like, oh, I'm gonna go on a run today and get all hyped, and, oh, you're gonna fail in the first 10 minutes. You're gonna fucking sprint that first mile and get it in like 6.5 minutes, and then the second mile you're just gonna die, and then you're gonna quit and you're gonna walk back. That's what happens, right? That's why you can't just run like solely on motivation. For me, it's just like you set your miles for the week and you meet those miles. You set your times for certain miles and you try to meet those times. And if you don't meet them, then I don't know. I usually do like burpees or something to like punish myself for not meeting times.
Dude, I used to run off like my ego. That was
Yeah, you
that
know
was my
what?
motivation. It was my
I'm
ego.
sure I'm sure in like cross country you can do that. Like that works. Cross
I
country.
mean, it kept me going. I I felt great.
So if you run in sand or on the beach, you're just asking to get some shin splints.
Yeah, people say it's like endurance. It's like more endurance. You're getting held back more, which is true. But you're running in soft ground, and
Yes, so I
you're
want
probably
you to
just gonna
imagine
fall.
when you put your foot down, and like I suppose you kind of have to be a good runner to begin with, because for me, I'm not a good runner. My form, I'm still working on it, but I don't lift my legs up nearly as much as I need to, especially if I'm at like a 10-minute mile pace. Um, so when you don't lift your foot up enough, it will actually drag against the sand and push back on that tendon between the ankle and the shin. And when that happens, oh boy, you're in a world of pain. It is something else. When we went on hikes at boot camp, we'd go through sand because Paris Island has a lot of sand, right? And we got this 80-pound pack on, and we're like walking really fast, which means we're really striding our legs out, but we're not picking our feet up as much because it's a long fucking hike. So our feet are just dragging in the sand, and it is just pulling on that tendon. It is horrible.
Yeah, I whenever I go to the beach, I always do end up hurting myself from running in the sand. It's just the way I run. I also sometimes I run on the side of my feet, like the outside of the feet. I used to twist my ankle a lot, and
Oh man,
whenever I
yeah.
twist my ankle, I don't feel it anymore. So I like I grew an immunity to twisting my ankle while running. So sometimes on the beach and stuff, where it like makes you do that, I don't know. It's just not good for your shins and stuff.
Another thing with shin splints. you really just gotta stretch those babies out.
Y-
Eventually, when you're running and you run for like a long period of time, like on my half marathon, I ran with shin splints, all right, but my legs went numb, which means I just stopped feeling it.
Yeah. One thing that a lot of runners do, and even the cross country runners that run still right now, sometimes they just don't stretch. And stretching
Yeah.
is so important. There's a reason why the coaches make you stretch. It's like, oh no, I gotta stretch after my run now. I just want to go home, and you have to make yourself stretch. Like when you're done running, stretch. Maybe take a 5-minute break, but you have to sit down, start doing your stretches, because if you don't stretch, you're gonna be way sore the next day than if you didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that buildup of lactic acid. Like if you don't work it out like right after, it will just build up. And
Yes.
then to get it to flush out, you gotta be like downing so much water throughout the day.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you can do this too. We used to do this. You go to a wall, and you put your back on the ground, put your feet in the air, and put them on the wall, and your legs will go numb, but you're getting rid of that lactic acid in your legs.
That's
And
really smart.
yeah, I honestly liked it. Felt good sometimes. Like a blood rush. I don't know. Man, running was like the best time of my life, I think.
Yeah.
I hate running, but holy cow, did I enjoy it.
I have a love-hate relationship with it because it does make me feel good when I go out on runs. I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something. Whereas, like, if I go a week without running, I feel like I'm like failing myself. I'm doing horrible in my life. Like, and like I just have this like pestering like voice in the back of my head, like, "Oh, piece of shit didn't run today," and I'm like, "God damn it!"
Oh, look at this lazy sack of bones here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, working out and stuff, does make you happier. I don't know if it's like a scientific thing.
Oh, it is. So like, there's a buildup and release of dopamine when you work out like
Yeah, okay.
enough. Like if you just start out and you just go hard, you're gonna quit like so fast because the body loves killing itself.
Oh, you love the pain, huh?
Like
You're a little sucker, huh?
opinions on green runs versus boots and utes. All right, so Dan, boots and utes. It's where you're like in boots and you're in your like camo pants, basically. Um,
All right.
Boots and utes runs are horrible for you. When you have weight on your feet, let me tell you, like I'm not like boots add a lot more weight than what you think because you're running with an extra like 3 or 4 pounds on each foot, right? And that's not weight that it is used to carrying that much. So when you're going on these boots and utes runs, you are essentially putting all the stress in the shin and the calf. And when you plant your foot down, that shock is being absorbed directly up into your knee. All right.
I can feel that right now. I can actually
You can
I
yelp.
can feel how that feels right now. Cuz I've run in boots before, and holy, I hate it. It's
So on Paris Island, there is a rule, like a new like base wide rule that you cannot go on boots and utes run for longer than a mile and a half because of the damage it can cause.
that's crazy. That's Man, at least I know
Yeah,
like there's a problem with it, but yeah.
yeah, and I get why they like train you to do boots and utes runs because
It
like
makes sense
face
cuz
it,
what are you
man,
going to be
like
wearing?
you're going to combat, like you're not going to wear your
Te-
go fasters. Hell no.
Let's wear my tennies and my nice shorty shorts.
Nope, nope. You're gonna be wearing your day pack, your boots. You're gonna have your rifle slinged across your chest, like like just
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I get it. It makes sense. It's just wearing that stuff is not good for the body.
So one thing you can do for boots and utes runs to help alleviate your pain is usually a lot of people will push off with their feet. That's a problem I had pretty reoccurringly.
That would hurt your
actually.
shins.
Yes. when you push off like that and you're landing like that, just imagine all the shock being pushed into your shins and all that shock being absorbed into your knees. All right. What you need to work on doing is leaning forward and pulling your legs back. When you pull your legs back, you're engaging the hamstring. And when you're falling forward and you're placing the ball of your foot onto the ground, the shock transfers then more going towards your butt and your quads, and it's a lot better to have your quads and your glutes absorb the damage versus your little chicken legs.
This is why we do high knees and butt kicks and practices and stretches for calisthenics. It's
Yeah.
the high knees is for your hill running. The butt kicks is like, oh, well, I'm on a jog. That's what we were like trying to get you to do, I think, with that, Josh, and you just never.
Yeah, it's because no one actually like sat down and explained this shit to me. I had to look it up myself.
Well, you should probably have asked questions. I mean, you're there to learn.
Well, I didn't know what I was doing was wrong to begin with. There's people like, you're running wrong. I'm like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like,
I would always tell you, like, you need to start working on this.
Well, you know what? A year later, I am now working on it. So
you're finally listening. Look at him.
I've learned a lot.
He's getting to it, guys.
I've learned a lot, mostly from this Instagram page. I've been asking a shit ton of questions about like avoiding like hip pains, because like now that I switched my running up, I'm like getting like these little like small little hip pains like towards my like lower back, and part of that is because I'm either leaning forward too much or my back is too straight.
Yeah,
so that's another thing I got to work on.
I used to think running with a straight back was good, and I tried running that way, and I just like, oh, my back started like killing me. I was like, holy cow, what's wrong here? And I'm like, well, it didn't hurt when I ran this way. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm going back that way. And
yeah,
you grow a lot of running habits running.
Oh yeah, man.
It's really hard to get yourself to run correctly when you've been running a certain way for so long.
Dude, especially on long runs. Like, I can get it, like, for short runs, correcting your form.
Because long runs, you're getting so tired, and then you just give up.
Yep. I mean, I don't give up. I just dog it, dude.
It's giving up. That's giving up. It's when I first started running and I was the absolute worst on the team, like slowest kid ever. My dad tried helping me because he was a cross-country runner in high school and he was pretty good.
Okay.
And he told me to make the okay sign. And make sure when you're running, you're lifting your hand up so you can see through the hole. And that's how I fixed my crossing of the arms. I used to cross my arms like most runners starting out do. I went back to it at one point. For some reason, I would like make a light fist, and with my thumbs up, I would like cross my chest. So when I was done running, I have an X on my chest. That was a problem. I had to fix that too, and I don't think it ever works because I still do it sometimes. But yeah, habits, they stay. Brain power. Running's brain power.
3 miles during PFTs, like I'm leaning forward so much. You might be leaning forward too much. The idea is you're only leaning forward so gravity will naturally let you fall. And when you're pulling up on your legs, you're just letting gravity push you and replacing your leg movements as gravity is pushing down, right? Doing that, you save a lot more energy, but you don't need to fucking like look at your toes while you're running. There's a fine balance. So when you're running the 3 mile PFT, all right, truth be told, I think all form will probably just go out the gate and you'll just run how you normally run because that's what you're used to and that's probably what you're best at. But if you do like get some better form down for the 3 mile run, you just got to remember to like pull up and use your hamstrings and let gravity push you down, right? And like kind of like move your body around a little bit more. Like don't be like a brick. I have a problem where I run like a brick.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know if
keep you
it's
keep
because
your
like I
arms
can't
tucked.
all my muscles at once, or yeah, you gotta like loosen up a little bit, because if you're tensing those muscles, that is more blood flow that's being directed to those muscles instead of your legs, and your legs need the oxygen, right? And it all affects your breathing too. You don't think it does, but it does.
Another thing,
Everything, breathing is crazy. That's my hard part right now.
uh, Christian, I'm imagining you running right now. Do you keep you gotta keep your toes straight? I think you always like for some reason had inward toe. You gotta. That's something. That's a mind thing. You have to focus on that. You have to keep that from happening. Because if you're stumbling too, while leaning forward, it's probably because you're putting your toes inward.
So, something I do to kind of like reset myself in a run is I just let my arms drop and I droop them,
Ooh,
and like
I love
it
doing
looks
that.
retarded. It looks absolutely retarded because your arms are just like flailing everywhere while you run, but it almost like kind of resets it, and like it gets you back in the mindset of, all right, loosen up, loosen up. All right, continue going and do your normal thing.
I get that. Especially during the winter. For some reason, my like wrists and stuff, they start feeling weird and they hurt. And I would just start. I'll throw my arms down and just start like shaking them to like wake them back up and stuff like that. Get them moving again, getting ready for it. And I used to do it during like in cross country whenever it was like raining and muddy and stuff. It would happen. So you would just see me run by with my arms on the ground like flailing, getting my arms working again. It was
Yep.
like just a big old reset on that. Speaking of which,
Christian,
mud
later,
funds
later
are
I'll send
fun.
you. I'll send you an Instagram page that I follow where I've been learning all this shit from. 'Cause I've been doing it wrong for so long. Good 2 years I've been running wrong.
Yeah.
Dan, I don't know. You seem like you run pretty decently, but you might not. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I did lose my spot, ending it off.
Was that just
Senior year
because
sucked.
I love senior year?
Well,
That was
running wise.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, me
Johnson
too.
Johnson hated us, every single one of us.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He hated the fact that we weren't like competitive at all. We were just there to like have a good time.
It's because the boys team never wins. Never in. I've been running. We've only won like a couple meets. Even with our better runners, we didn't do very hot. It's
I mean, yeah, I'm a slow piece of shit, but I was just running for self improvement. All right.
Yeah, he knew why you were running. You and Mitchell. Mitchell was also running. He was doing it for wrestling and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's. I kind of feel sorry for him that we were like that, but like I invited like 3 first-year runners that year. And I didn't improve actually that year. I stayed like where I was, and that's why the younger kids surpassed me. Which is kind of
Yeah.
upsetting to me. Really broke as it was happening. I lost all my like strength. I lost my will when they started passing me. I didn't really have anything to
Like
work for.
motivation is so temporary too.
Yeah.
Like there are days where I wake up and I'm like, yeah, ready to kick ass throughout the day. I'm gonna fucking take ass and give names, or take names and give. Oh, never mind.
Dude,
I am going to start my day.
before anything we did as a team, we always psyched ourselves up. We're like, yeah, we're gonna smoke you guys. You guys suck, and then we just get like decimated.
Get absolutely demolished.
I'm just glad I'm just glad. Cross country stuff. I never had anyone toxic. You know, like in video games, like, oh, you guys sucked and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they may say it behind our backs and stuff, but they're not gonna go up to us and say it. Everyone in
So,
cross
like,
country loved each other.
in the back line, so like I ran with people in the back, right? And we were
Yeah,
all just like
dude.
big fucking dudes that
The
weigh like
back-
200 pounds.
The back is a
And we
blast.
like I was telling this one dude a joke, and he just started dying of laughter and ended up like stopping altogether. And I just went past him. I was like, "Hey, what would 50 Cent get if he cloned himself?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "A McChicken," because it's on the fucking dollar menu, and like he just died. Like, he's just running. He's like, and he just collapses. He just stops running all together so he can laugh.
That reminds
I
me
just
of this
like,
one race. Oh, holy cow! It was at Cash. It was at Conneaut, and
oh boy.
I was like not in the far back, but I was like in the back. I wasn't too fast at that time. And this guy, he's a faster runner. He purposely went to the back and just had a stand-up comedy routine and in the back. And
That's amazing.
I'm just hearing everyone laugh and like just start coughing and dying in the back, and I'm like trying to hold in my laughter. He comes up to me and like whispers in my ear. I I start laughing as he just sprints past me to get back to the front, and I'm like, all right, I gotta chase this guy now. So
Yeah.
I chased him for a good while, but he was better at me at the time. But holy cow, that's one race I can never forget because this guy had a full on stand up routine during a race.
Wow.
It was so funny. The back was always a blast. People were like, "Man, you need to get faster," and I really didn't want to get faster because it was always fun being in the back saying, "Oh, good job," to the guys in the back.
I know, bro. Like we're so polite to each other, and we
Yeah.
like help push each other and face each other, and it's just some dudes that you can like fuck with, you know.
I
It's down to our
loved
dudes. Like a
the
lot of them
back.
are, some of them are overweight that are just trying to better themselves. Some of them are just these like muscle-bound retards like me that just suck at running. Some of them are just like skinny dudes that just suck at running.
Yes.
You know, that's okay. We're all there to like try and improve ourselves, but then
See,
there's
we're all in this
breeders that are like, how dare
team
you not
together.
run as fast as you can? You're not competitive enough. Your spirit is bad. And you're like, dude, like, chill the fuck out. Like, they're to have fun.
I don't know if this ever affected you, but one thing that always killed me during track and cross country is whenever the coach never like recognized you after you finish a race. Like said like good job. Like he just looks at you, nothing. And you just
Dude,
kind of
Johnson never told me good job. Actually, he did once, and it was at McQuaid where I got like a 25-minute.
yeah, you do really good. You deserved a good job. It was yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more encouragement from like the person who like needs my abilities.
Yeah.
Especially during track. I hated myself in track because I'm a long distance runner, right? I'm running the 2 mile, and we usually run 5Ks, so I had to completely change how I run. And I got better and stuff, but I would finish a race, and I would just fall to the ground because I'm like, oh gosh, I had so much more in me, and I'd beat myself up. And Johnson never like said, I mean, sometimes he said good job when I would like get second or something. But
Okay.
like I just never felt good because I'll get like third place and he may like give me a thumbs up or something, but it's not something I want. I just never got recognition like from my peers and stuff, like teammates. You're like, oh, you did really good, and they just say that every time. It's just doesn't have an effect, right? It's I don't know. It just made me feel worse. Track season was always depressing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. One
I
time I cried. I cried a couple times in track.
You cried.
Yeah, I cried.
I think I cried on my half marathon a little bit just because it was freezing rain out, and I'm like, if I stop running, I'm gonna die.
I remember this one time. It was Titusville, and I was not having a good day, and it was freezing rain outside. Since I'm a distance kid, I had to set up their tent for him, even though Johnson told everyone else like, hey, distance kids can't just be setting up the tent every time, and no one picked up the tent. Not the the tough kids, the ones that lift freaking metal balls. They didn't bother, and I had to
I
we
would
had
help
to
you.
pick it up. We had to set up the tent, and we couldn't sit in the tent because it was freezing raining. And if we did, it'd get wet, and that's no good. Our stuff gets wet. So you're just sitting in the freezing rain, and I'm just like there, and I'm like realizing, oh, this sucks. And I just like I'm on the verge of tears. I'm like 2 miles up, 2 miles up. Get out there. And so I'm on the starting line. I'm against like all these fast kids. I know them kind of personally, and we start the race. I start crying. I'm not having a good time in this freezing cold. My stomach starts cramping, and I finish. I fall instantly, just like in tears. I hated that race so much. It made me want to quit. I was like, and then I had to take the tent down. I hated the track.
I was so scared to run track. Like, to put it into perspective, all right, cross country, you're running in like a damn tree line the entire time. Nobody can really see you or like where you're at. When you're on a track, and everyone's just watching. And could you imagine holding up everybody from the event by like 3 minutes just because of your slow ass? Like,
I know how it feels, Josh.
oh man, I don't know. Maybe you get like a burst of like inspiration or just feel like shit and just dog it even more. I don't know.
Honestly, it made me pissed off and made me run faster.
You know what? That's another thing that could happen.
um, I always felt bad for those people, so I would cheer them on more than the others. But like 2 mile, you're running 8 or 16 laps, and
God
that
damn.
sucks. The 16 ones are inside, so you can't even breathe on those tracks, and it's
God.
just.
I think
awful.
I was gonna run mile or the 2 mile. I'm not sure.
I think you said the 2 mile because I knew I
think
was
so
gonna get
too.
another 2 mile runner for my senior
Damn.
year.
I wish track didn't fucking end.
Dude, I wish senior year didn't end. Holy cow. Man, we missed like a whole like one of the good parts of the year.
Oh well.
Yeah,
I
oh
went to
well.
boot camp early.
Yeah, you left early and
Eat it, Christian. Fucking Kilo Company. Boom. Killer Kilo. Kill yourself, Kilo. Highest suicide rate in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, James, screw
Not good
tents.
tents.
Holy cow, like we broke like 3 of them in a year too.
I tell you what, James, these tents, they're fucking horrible.
They were
All
so
right.
bad. One of them blew away in the wind once and it broke in half.
And they're like, all right, guys, set up the tents. And we're like, ah, god damn
Hey,
it.
get the tents out of the shed. Take them off the bus.
Oh, man. And everyone's like, yeah, we know the drill. You don't have to tell us. And because I'm like one of the stronger dudes, you know who was always carrying the fucking heaviest part? Me.
Dude,
It
didn't
was
you?
always
You carried the light one by yourself. I don't want to
the
hear
light
you.
one.
You carried the small one for the junior high kids.
I was like, oh, yeah, don't worry, guys. I got you. I just carried it. Like, stuck my tongue out at you guys.
Yeah, we killed the one that was 2 times as big.
I think me and Will, like, carried the big one by ourselves.
You guys did that once, yeah. It was usually like me or Dom.
It's easy if you have 2 people. If you're just one
If
dude,
it's one
like, I did that
person, holy
once.
cow! I tried doing
I did
that
it
for one
once.
person. I almost broke
If you
my
go in the
arm.
middle, if you go in the middle and like try to put it on your shoulder, or try to put it in a way that you can wrap both your hands like behind it, and like have it rest up against your neck, those were about the only ways you could carry that thing.
Yeah, I mean, the tent's great. I mean, especially when it's sunny and stuff. But setting it up it says easy up, but it's really not.
No, it's not. It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
God,
Man, we're having a running podcast today.
the Runcast.
The Runcast. There's one of those. My cousin hosts it though.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he knows a lot about running, doesn't he?
Oh, he's a whole lot better than us. He's running in college like 16 minutes, and that's longer than a 5K. So
Wait, oh my God.
yeah, he's insane. He used
How
to
much
run
does he
for
weigh?
Willow City. I have no clue.
You should ask him how much he weighs, because if he weighs like 180 pounds. I'm gonna worship him as a god.
Oh, I don't think he's like built. He's a skinny guy. I don't know what their podcast is called. I saw him advertising it once.
Hmm.
Huh.
You know what? You know what's a good drink in the middle of the run?
In the middle of a run?
Chocolate milk.
No, no milk. Don't drink milk
Uh,
for
Chocolate milk and
running.
I, we go
Don't
good
listen
together.
to this guy.
So
Don't
if you're
drink
like
don't
me and
drink
you got like
anything milk related.
if you got like a good stomach and you're just a fucking Chad, drink chocolate milk before you run.
What is it? Was it Pepsi? I think Pepsi's good for you, isn't it?
No,
There's some kind of carbonated pop. I think that was good.
that's too much like stomach acid, dude. Actually, you know what? Chocolate milk is the
Dude, yeah. In the
I
middle of a
so
run, there's some drink. If it's not water, it's some kind of like
when I was
beverage like
training for the
that.
half marathon, I was kind of like pretending it was gonna be a lot harder than what it actually was, you know. And what I was doing was I would like before long runs, I would like drinks like a cup of chocolate milk and eat something, and then go on the run. That way, like I can get used to like the stomach just shaking around all that shit, and you keep like burping the entire. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where you just eat too much before you run.
Yeah, yeah. You usually get that. I get
I
that
would
out in like the
do
first
that on
mile.
purpose. If you do that on purpose for some of your runs, and then when you go and run like a longer run where you like have to do this to like keep nutrients in you, it's a lot. It's a lot more swell with time. Believe me. I had a few like almonds and shit during my run. Trail mix is great if you're on a run.
What did
Also,
Johnson tell us to eat before a race? Like some kind of chocolate bar?
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
like
granola bars, right?
no, like actual candy. I think like a Snickers.
Oh, yeah, it was a Snickers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have a Snickers before you run. Apparently, it's good for you.
I don't believe that, but you know
It,
what, Mr. J, you do you, man.
dude, quick boost of energy right there. It'll be gone in like the first mile, but I mean, you got it.
Yep. Oh,
I
oh,
learned a lot from that stuff. Even
and
stuff
just
not about running.
just fucking around in that classroom was kind of a good time too.
Dude, I had him for class.
Oh my.
Oh, Spanish
No,
education. I dropped out in
never did
senior year.
Spanish.
What'd you just say?
I said I never did Spanish.
That's
I
probably a
really
good
don't think
thing.
you need to do Spanish.
I mean, it is a good language to know. If you know Spanish, it's a love language. So you know some of the other love languages, like
Isn't it
French and
just a
stuff.
romance language?
Sorry, yeah, I call it love language. It's a.
Because it's romance because it's Roman. You know that, right?
Is that why?
Yeah, that's why. Miss Lita explained this to me. Mrs. Lita.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you learn something new
Hispanic
every day.
cultural studies was my shit.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love that
you
class.
took that. I forgot. Yeah.
It was such a good time. And like I was like a senior, so I was like prioritized for the class. And I just remember like kicking ass in that class. Like there was just a shit ton of like hooligan freshmen that I kept in line. It was a good time.
Sounds funny.
Oh, dude, so many stories are able to be held there. You
So
know,
no,
back to running since this is the focal point of our podcast today.
all right. What you got about running, huh?
What do I got? I think the biggest takeaway here for Christian, uh, fucking who's it, black boy, whatever, uh, Herman Davila, because he's that's his real name, freaking Popo, Herman Davila. All right, if you are just like starting out running, motivation does not work. You cannot expect to just run solely on motivation. You just have to like make it into your like daily plans and just do it. Like there's no other way to look at it other than just doing it. Motivation will not give you what you need.
It'll get you started, but you got to keep it going.
Yeah, like starting it, like I think I started running like probably about 12 times. Because you always just quit afterwards, and and then you feel like shit for like a week because you haven't been running. That's me, anyways.
I get depressed after I run for like a week and then I stop.
Yeah, I get depressed if I just run for like a day and then just not for like a week, and I'm like, wow, I'm such a piece of shit. God, how can I be so lazy? And like, it's my job is I'm sitting down all fucking day. Like if I had a stand-up desk or something, or I went out and did some. Actually, I do go out and work out, but they don't really. I use my lunchtime to go work out. That's how devoted I am. Call me motivated because I'm not motivated at all. Oh, this sounds copyright, so I'm gonna skip it. Oh, boo 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 boo
Got
boo.
really loud.
Ooh, ah, haha. Skipped.
Uh-oh. Well, if you guys hear any pounding, we're building a wall.
Oh, that's me.
We're building a wall.
It's actually me. It's my heartbeat, actually.
Yeah, this guy, he's
I
pretty
got a thunder
compassionate.
heart.
He's loving this.
You see that girl? You see the girl in the transparent background? That's my heartbeat reaching out to her.
Man, our hearts skip a beat whenever we get a glimpse of that.
I got Andy McGarvey to watch ReZero.
Yeah, I know.
Like...
My sister's been talking about him talking about it. He also
Oh, it's so funny.
He also downloaded Princess Connect.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love Princess Connect. It's really a nice thing to get on every day and play.
Alright, man.
It's got a funny name, but
Hey,
I like it.
I don't judge, but I think it's funny because I was like, "Hey Andy, you should watch ReZero," and he was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." And he watches like 10 episodes. He's like, "I hate you. Why have you done this?" And then like last night, he like messages me at 3 in the morning. He's like, "I hate you." like why? He's like, "I mispracticed for this." I was like, "Wow!" Like
Holy cow!
He didn't wake up because he stayed up so late.
That's so funny. Oh my!
Watching ReZero. I gave him my Crunchyroll account.
Oh.
So I was like,
Yeah,
so,
I was told he doesn't understand why we like Rem. And he likes Rom.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, Rom?
I heard he was a Rem fan.
Oh, I was told he liked Rom more.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah, my brother likes Rom over Rem.
What the hell?
I mean, come on. It's Rem.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
I don't really like Rom. She's
okay. She's cool. I like her because she's a little motherly,
Yeah.
She's like a stern mother.
Yeah, you're right. She's like the strictness you need in this show.
Yeah. You need some tender love and care. And she looks out for her sister. All right, so I can get it from there, but like,
her personality doesn't really.
I just found it so funny, and I'm gonna get him to watch Shield Hero because Shield Hero is up there in my top 5. I fucking love that anime.
It's pretty good. October, it's coming out with season 2.
Yeah. My Hero Academia. All right.
I haven't watched.
Not gonna give any spoilers.
Not gonna give any spoilers.
But based on what I've seen from the manga, anyways, season's gonna get crazy. Like if you thought season 4 got crazy with Overhaul and Deku actually doing hero stuff, or when fucking All Might was like, "Yeah, gotta take out All for one."
Yeah.
This season, it doubles down on like anything that we've seen before. It goes hard. And I'm just wondering how many episodes it's going to take before it goes hard.
My
Because I feel like right now we're gonna be in some filler episodes.
I see that. My siblings
Like,
have
all
the
right.
manga. I could probably read them, but I don't. So I get reading the manga before watching the anime. But why? If you read the manga first, you're not going to be as hyped for the anime. I feel.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's why I don't get manga. I mean, I like manga. I want to get manga, but I don't really want to because then I lose my anime watching ability. Because you know what happens. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's cool to just see like animation, it in movement.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I get that. But I
But
don't know.
so ReZero's come to an end.
What a sad time. We gotta wait 2 more years.
Well, we're not sure yet. So, some brief history behind Kaido Kawa. They have a history of just destroying series. Um,
Oh wait, yeah,
like
yeah, I know. Oh no, oh no.
Kaido Kawa is the people that kind of run the ReZero animating front. All right, and they get they push out some really good animes, but if they don't meet like a certain level, they will destroy that anime so quick. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Spice and Wolf.
No, I was going to. It's on my watch.
It it's a pretty good anime. Like, it's not action packed, but it's also like it's a laid back anime, and it's something you can just watch and just have a good time. And it's genuinely pretty good. And it's got a good storyline. It's got good characters that draw you in. But you know what? It's taken over by Kadokawa, and I think season 2 came out like what, 2014, and the likelihood of us getting season 3 is not very high, and I don't even think the manga continued on either. Just depressing as hell. 'Cause that's an anime that could have done really good for itself had it continued. But I guess it was ahead of its time. I guess like the PSP.
Huh. Yeah.
I
There's a
tell you
lot
what,
of.
fucking PSP, dude,
Gosh.
ahead of its time. You have a mini PlayStation 3. I don't think
Yeah.
people understood that.
I always thought that was the coolest thing, but I never heard anyone talking about it.
Right? I had like 3.
Then the PS Vita came out and completely dumped everything. Sucked.
Yeah,
Um,
and it fucking blew, dude.
I don't know. You could see the hitboxes in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh,
That was the
anyways, what were you
only
gonna say?
benefit. There's a lot of anime that only had a season 1 that are finally getting their season 2s this year.
Yeah, like ReZero is one of them.
Oh yeah,
I suppose it started came out last
I mean, it
year.
already
though.
came out, but like Devil's a Part Timer.
Yeah. Is that also Kadokawa? I would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, Dragon Maid. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is supposed to be getting one after the office that made the anime like that got like blown down by a hurricane.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's why all their anime were delayed, and they make some good stuff. I can't really name them off because I can't remember them, but they were pretty good. Freaking Popo, was One Punch Man season 2 any good? Not as good as season 1, I gotta say. It ended off poorly, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. They could have done a lot better. I think. I don't know if they're following the manga.
I don't know.
Are they following the manga?
I have no idea. But
I
as I was
don't even know if
watching
there is.
it, I felt like I was only on episode 3 when it finished.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Like, dude, they poured a lot of money into the animation. The fight scenes were amazing, but it's just it is a little bit. I would have rather them sort of relax on the budget and then just increase the amount of episodes so we could maybe get a little more content into what's
Yeah.
going on and what they're doing.
My dad loved One Punch Man, and you can really see the decline of style when they moved it to a different studio. Because the first season looked good, and the second season it looked like it downgraded a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's
Which is
skippable.
surprising.
If you like One Punch Man, watch it. But it just feels like it ended abruptly.
Like it's not bad by any means.
Oh yeah.
But like it doesn't compare with season 1.
Yeah, the final boss scene. I'm gonna spoil it. It ended like in 2 seconds. Wasn't really.
kind of
much.
how you would expect with One Punch Man.
Yeah, but it didn't really. It didn't.
But
like,
even the fight in season 1, that was longer than 2 seconds. Now, granted, I don't think
it was pretty
Saitama
cool.
threw. It was awesome.
It was
because
so
the dude could
cool.
actually like regenerate, so like he could get punched and then regenerate, and that's what was cool. So
Yeah.
you could come back to those effects, and like that actually like brings up a good point. Can you outlast Saitama with regeneration? Maybe that's how he's superhuman strength, but does he have like superhuman like endurance? You know what I mean?
This Saitama.
Yeah.
Um,
How long do you think this dude could actually last? Because when you see him running, he builds up a lot of sweat.
You're right. He's never actually used his full power though.
No. But like that, obviously his strength is unmeasurable.
Yeah,
but his endurance.
I think if he used an actual punch, I think the regeneration wouldn't even occur. I think they would
Maybe.
pretty much be obliterated because even a serious punch. I'm pretty sure that's not even as strong as punch. That's like a jab. I don't know. Yeah, I did like the theme music for that fight.
I forget it, but I'm probably gonna listen to it again after this.
Well, that's one thing. I like music, especially in like games and stuff, like battle music and stuff. I really like.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon battle music. I really like it. It's always the same theme, but they always remix it a different way. And
it sets the atmosphere.
Sets the atmosphere. It really just music makes the game really. Like if you have horrible music, especially in like a really bad part of the game, if it was a really bad part of the game and you had some good music, it'd be bearable, I think, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, so
yeah.
I've seen some pretty terrible animes that are brought back to life by the soundtrack.
Yes, there's some horrible
You
anime.
listen to that shit, like if you watched ReZero without the soundtrack, it would not be very good.
Yeah, that's.
You'd just be like, what's going on? Wolf's Rain. Dan, have you seen Wolf's Rain?
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Is that an anime?
If it's not an anime, I don't think
It's probably not an anime. It's probably like it's a movie, bro. There's so many movies out. Okay,
it's anime. All right, we might have to look into that. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. I need to watch. So I need to finish Attack on Titan. So like I like season 1, 2, and 3 of Attack on Titan so far. Season 4, I have mixed feelings about. I don't really care for the big release of information that's towards the end of season 3. Don't care for it. Sorry. It's not that good.
Should I watch it? Should I watch Attack on Titan?
I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth it because there's some pretty cool characters in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really felt I wanted to.
Because Commander Erevin is like my fucking dude on that show. Dude, oh my god, he's a fucking unit.
Yeah, I've been on a YouTube grind. I haven't been watching anime recently.
I've been watching. Do you know what the YouTuber Spiffing Brit is?
I do not.
He's just this British dude that makes tea jokes all the time, and all he does is like, it's a perfectly balanced game with no issues, and then goes and like breaks the game somehow. Like he's like, look at this. I've now made it so anytime I build 3 buildings, my coin coffers increase by 3,000.
Oh, that sounds.
Like he just does stupid like
That
glitchy
sounds
shit
great.
where he exploits the fuck out of games. And he'll even do it with like websites. I don't know if you've been getting those ads on Facebook for like, get your lord title in Scotland for a plot of land where we plant a tree.
I got
This
to.
dude
I don't
figured
go
out.
on Facebook.
This dude figured out that they use the same referral code. So then he just sent the referral code to everybody. And now he owns like 12,000 plots of land in Scotland.
Dude,
Because he figured this out.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, the same guy. Same guy.
What? Made the fork in Skyrim. Oh.
Yeah. He does these busted ass exploits. And it's so entertaining because he has this British commentary and it's amazing. And he does like Hearts of Iron 4 where he does like him versus all of his subscribers and he pulls this like busted shit out. It's a good watch. It's a good
Alright.
watch.
I might look into that.
Yeah.
There's
You
a lot
know,
of
like-
good, entertaining YouTubers that no one knows about, and I kind of wish and hope not too many people know about them, because once they do, it's all gonna go to crap.
I think Spiff and Brick. He's at 2 million subscribers, so he's pretty well known at this point.
That's great. I think
Yeah.
2 million is a good number.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, me with like 65 subscribers, it's a pretty big number.
I think 65 subscribers is very good.
I know, I'm really proud of it. I really do love all my subscribers there.
Do you know who all of them are?
No, I don't think so. I know who some of them are, but I've heard of Call Me Kevin. Never. I think I've maybe seen one of his videos.
Sounds familiar.
And who came first? Call Me Kevin or Call Me Carson?
It's a good question. I could really go for some brownie cookies right now, though.
Brownie cookies.
I'm looking at these brownie cookies that are on our table, and I'm like, wow, those look really good.
Probably are. Nice, sweet cookie.
I think I'm gonna do like a baking YouTube video where I just bake, but I gotta get an oven or something.
Oh, me and Zach, we want to do a cooking show.
That's amazing.
Yeah, at some point, like, since I'm not too good at cooking, and I mean, I bet Zach's a pretty good cook, but I don't know.
I want to start baking, dude. Like actually, like baking, like making this like good ass bread. Like, have you
Dude.
ever had like good bread
I've had some amazing
where
homemade
you just
bread.
eat like straight bread and you're like,
Yes.
oh my god,
And it's like,
this is
oh,
delicious.
It's not like that thin crap. It's a nice thick piece of bread.
Oh, and it's like fluffy in your mouth, and like you bite
yes.
into it, and it like compresses down as you take a bite.
That's great. Yeah. I make pizza bread sometimes. It's pretty good.
Pizza bread?
Yeah, it's just putting like pizza stuff in bread, like pizza rolls.
Oh, no. Like a stromboli.
Kinda, yeah, kinda like that.
I love strombolis.
Yeah, strombolis are really good. Those are always a treat.
Oh man, and if you get the right bread, I think bread makes or breaks pizza. I really do.
Yes,
Sauce has a big part to play, but if you have horrible bread,
you honestly don't even need to add sauce. Some pizza just has no sauce on it, and it's still great.
So my favorite restaurant is 4-Star. All right, nobody knows what 4-Star is except people from Pennsylvania.
What, the pizza place?
Yeah, 4-Star.
Yeah, I'm not so big on their pizza, but their wedges and stuff are great.
I absolutely love their Hawaiian pizzas. They are so good.
I like Hawaiian pizza. I don't know why people don't like it.
I can understand why you get weirded out with pineapple on pizza if it were in like big ass chunks. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know, that turns me off too. And most like people I see that like post pictures on social media of Hawaiian pizzas is this pizza with big ass chunks of pineapple.
Yeah, you
You're
need
not
to,
you're not
it's just-
putting these big chunks of it's small little bits, and it adds a sweet and savory taste to the pizza.
Yeah, with the ham. Oh,
Yeah, ham, pepperoni, like you add the salty sweet contrast, and it is so delicious. And you know what? I'm gonna say this now. I dip it in my Pepsi too. Yep, that's right. I dip my pizza in my Pepsi because it just adds more to that sweet and savory
dude,
taste.
doesn't that just make it soggy?
Yeah, but like it's still good. It's
Dude,
like
I
some
hate
shit
all
tastes good soggy.
soggy items. I do not like.
There's some good stuff that tastes soggy,
Yeah. I mean,
but that's one of the only examples I can really think of right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I can see why, like, soggy pizza. I mean, sometimes.
Dude,
maybe.
pineapple is not that acidic. Like if you're eating in big chunks, you can taste how acidic it is, or like normal servings of pineapple. But again, if you're eating like small pieces of pineapple on the pizza, you're not getting that acidic taste. You're just getting the sweetness, the tropical like punch.
It just needs the hint of pineapple. It shouldn't.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be the pizza. If you're eating too much pineapple on pizza, you're just gonna taste really bad pineapple.
Mhm.
It's
And it's important to always like mix it with the amount of like salt and sweet. You know, it's got to be like equal contrast.
yeah. Hawaiian pizza is always a treat. I don't get it very often.
Yeah, me either. I haven't had Hawaiian pizza in probably like 8 or 9 months. Yeah, it's been a while.
I think I've had it less than you then.
Dude, fucking before boot camp, probably in like last March, probably somewhere around there.
Maybe I'll get one soon. I don't know.
Anyways, I just want to say I really want to start baking, but there's no baking opportunities here on base. So I'm gonna fucking see if I can buy like a toaster oven or something.
Get an
see
easy
how to-
bake oven.
Easy bake, yeah. I want to bake. Like,
Baking's fun. It's also a little challenging.
it is challenging, but I think like the science behind it is really cool because like it's all a chemical reaction when you think about it.
Yeah, man, that yeast really makes my bread rise.
That's what she said.
Uh,
With that, we're gonna end it here on this horrible joke. Thanks for watching Gift of Gab.
Yeah,
This was a
join us
one-cast.
next week. Are we doing our plan next week?
So, plan for next week is I want to do a D&D one shot. All right, it's gonna be an isekai, and it's gonna be pretty funny. It's gonna be pretty funny. I'm hoping it's funny. I hope it's not just like
Yeah.
something retarded. I'm like, haha, and then you're like, I rolled a hit, and I'm like, God damn it! Like that's not fun.
That's not funny.
Yeah,
We're
not
gonna try making jokes, make some nice laughs. That
it's supposed to be comedic, but don't worry, there's gonna be a story. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be me if there wasn't a good story.
Yeah, so join us next weekend. We'll have a couple people with us to play some D&D. You can join in on the chat if you have something to say, maybe something comedic. I don't know. Well, we'll see you next weekend for Gift of Gab Podcast.
I love you. Goodbye. Konnichiwa.